Okay, let's start looking into its interior. There's a heads-up display. This panel is the really high quality polyurethane injection mold type of material, so it's very nice to touch. You can see there is a Mark Levinson speaker over there. I'll talk about it later. And the aircon actually has Nano X, sort of like an ionizer thing to clean up the air. Okay, here will be leather wrapped with stitches, so you can feel it's soft over here, but this is not the same material as these. These are really nice. These are actually cheaper. It's a piece of hard plastic behind and then a layer of fox leather or fall leather, you know, they don't pronounce the X, on top here as well, the same material as this. This one would look like this, but it's also cheaper plastic that has a layer on top as well. Okay, so it's hard plastic, but there is a very thin layer on top to make it feel nicer to touch. These are plastics that are colored to look like metal, which Lexus has used for a long time. They are not the best satin chrome out there because no matter how hard aircon blows at it, it never feels cold to the touch. It never feels like real metal. It's just painted. It doesn't look like it will last, but as evident in 2010, 2011 Lexus ES, they last. Okay, so here as well, same, and then this is plastic, and then of course another spray painted layer on top. But again, they felt like they don't last, but they actually do. Okay, door handles are electronic release. Lexus actually has a simple and elegant solution to the whole electronic door handle plus mechanical release. If you just pressed it, so it's an electronic release, but if you pull it twice, it will be the mechanical emergency release. See that? You can pull and you can press. The amazing thing is there's a button inside. That button is for you to press. Okay, so down here is all hard plastics. Okay, but it's the decent quality type of hard plastics. Don't hurt your knuckle when you hit it. There's no Mark Levinson brand over here, so I suspect this may be a more normal quality. This one you can put in a bottle. No full-length door bin over here, which is it's a bit wasted because the car is tiny. Could have made a full-length door bin. There's nothing behind here anyway. This is the same material as this. Alright, so just by looking at the door panel, it doesn't feel particularly plush, and then you can see the bare stamp metal over there. Okay, but the window switches, they light up at night. They actually glow at night, so it's okay. And then there is a satin chrome edge to it, which is a lot nicer than, you know, even modern BMWs and all that. Right, the buttons feel good to touch. You know, they feel fantastic. Okay, nice, and there's a good feedback, and it's silent when you press it. The seat memory controls are over here. The odometer reading, the fuel cap, boot release, adjustment of your headlight height adjustment. The stock feels nice. Lexus stocks are all really, really nice. Here's the sound of the turn signal. Okay, and then here's the fog lamp and all that. It's a toggle release. And then your lights, you can be automatic and just light up daytime running, or just light it up. Okay, and push it for the high beam, as you can see. Yep. All right, and then here would be automatic. You press it and then it will brighten up or dim down, or, you know, automatically based on oncoming cars and all that. This one is the same material as this, and it feels all right. It feels nice. All the buttons here feel nice. This one is a touch sensitive pad, which when you I'm not sure if you can see from the heads-up display. When I touch it, there is a separate thing that pops up to indicate to my eyes where I'm touching and what is each of it. But it may look intuitive, but it's actually not that intuitive to operate, to be honest. you know, driving assist mode and all that. So, and then pressing this one changes the mode of this one, all right? And this one as well, you press this to change the mode of this, but there's actually very little thing to control. You know, you thought you can toggle in between different things, but actually there's very little. Here in the speedo cluster, right, this is how your power delivery is, you know, how much battery you have. Regardless of how much battery you have, you're not the one controlling it, just letting you know. It's like a matter of fact thing, because this is not a plug-in hybrid. This is more like, you know, using your own braking, recuperation, long distance driving and all that. The car will know when it's best to divert power to charge the battery, or when it's best for the battery to release power to fill in the torque dips or torque gaps that the car has. These are all the indicators. You know, I've turned off lane keep assist and all that. Parking brake support off, blah blah blah. All that status is over here. You can change different modes on this, but there's not a lot, to be honest. It's not like there's a lot of things for you to change or alter the display. You know, you see, just minor differences. It's a bit like, oh, okay, there is some form of difference there, but they don't impact your driving much. It's not like there's a huge map being shown here or whatnot. Nothing much, just a little form factor change. All right, to start the car, you press here, aircon vents are here, straightforward, push it to shut it. All right, so very straightforward design. This is sort of like a large screen that is modern. Okay, I'll go to that later. And then here you have a little button to release this. Amazing, huh? A 270,000 Lexus. Inside, it is not covered in felt. It's bare plastic, albeit high quality plastic, but there's no felt covering inside. So the whole car, it feels like a Toyota inside actually, in terms of material use, fit and finish and all that. It just feels like a Toyota level kind of car. And a lot of Japanese and European car makers still haven't figured this out. You put a wireless charger, you have to divert air to your wireless charger. If not, it will just heat up your device, okay, and it's not good. You know, it's not a good experience. I've been trying to find a way to switch off the Qi charger. See, I can see it here, but there's nothing I can do to turn it off. It's not like I press the Qi charger, I can turn it off, or I can drag down with a shortcut menu to turn on and off things. I can't. So why? Because I want to put my phone here and I don't want it to charge, because it will heat up my phone. I don't need that. All right. Of course, I can place to the side, but I think you understand what I mean here. Okay. This is for the automatic parking. This one is for your, again, you see, this is transparent car mode. Okay. And in terms of rendering, I'm not sure lah. You see, again, Japanese car makers. Really? Really? Did you think that's the best? I'm not sure, man. I am not sure. If you go into reverse, it looks a bit better. Eh? Oh, reverse is the other side. Okay, at least it looks a bit more normal. Okay, in terms of rendering and all that, I think it's acceptable. But I do not know why, but Lexus has never been great at their reverse camera UIs. It's not like it's a very complicated thing to do. Cornering view is on, view under vehicle, moving object alert, park assist distance, advanced park, perpendicular parking, blah blah and all that. I don't think you're gonna use all these things. All right, let's go back to home. I press P, we're back to this, and wait, yeah, you will find it hard to believe. This is the home screen. Yes, this is the home screen. Blank over here, not knowing what to do. Probably when it's left-hand drive, this whole panel will be here. And then over here under vehicle, you have driving assist. This turns on by itself after you switch off and switch back on the car. These three, it stays with it. That means it remembers the setting. Okay, but these ones, they reset to default. Okay, and then to go back, there's no back button. You just have to press up here. Okay, and then trip info. You know, your fuel consumption. Sorry, I went for Genting run. History, but this car is generally speaking fuel efficient, right? Very fuel efficient. If it doesn't, there's no more selling point on this car. Phone, you have to connect your Bluetooth device. Music, you have to connect again, and then settings under all this. That's it. Nothing else. Not absolutely nothing else in this home screen. Climate, you see, 2 options under climate. It's like this one is, there's no visual guidance at all. You just press it repeatedly to change where you want it to be, and then you have the temperature. There's no dual zone, I suppose. Oh yeah, if you use here, how do I link it back? I have no idea. It was link or sync. Yeah, it was sync just now, but if you adjust here, it will unsync itself. Okay, then here's your air volume control. Okay, that's your volume control for your music, and the heaters, and then auto aircon. Yeah, if you want to achieve the temperature, then it will adjust automatically. All right, here you have 2 USB-C ports. This one is purely to charge. This one is data transfer, and that's the hazard lights. Okay, this screen is useless until you plug in your phone, and then it connects seamlessly, very seamlessly. No unnecessary buttons to press. So this device is straight up optimized for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So Lexus sort of gave up their own, and then you just went like, okay, you go ahead with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and I give up. You know, so you have your, you know, your shortcuts, your widgets and all that over here, and then you can access your apps that they allow you to use in Android Auto mode. All right, your wallpaper is immediately shown there. Not bad. Okay, this part, like I mentioned just now, cup holder, there's only one over here. Yeah, there's only space enough for one because this is a small car. You can see how small it is. That's my palm. Okay, this one, given that you only have one compartment, probably molding it like that may not be the best option, but nevertheless, that's what they have done. But that's also because they want to optimize, because they care enough to have an under storage here. There's also some ports over here, 12-volt sockets and all that. They have these over here. So yeah, commendable effort, but it's all hard plastics down there. The plastics down there is not the scratchy type, but it's the hard type. This one hurts your knuckle. The one on the door doesn't, right? The ones here, they don't. This is higher quality. Here's to pull your bonnet, all right? These are hard plastics as well. Hard everywhere. Or this is really scratchy. See this one? This is pretty scratchy. All right, here as well, the scratchy type. Hard plastics all around here as well. Here is your seat controls. Okay, and then up here again, small mirrors. These are old mechanisms from the industry. Okay, nothing particularly high quality here. Hard plastics. Chinese brands give you a large mirror with diffuse lighting on the side. This is diffuse lighting in some way, but it's brighter. You know, it's just a diffuse enclosure, but it's actually really bright. All right, these are touch sensitive. Very interesting. They give you 2 sets of lights. Do I need 2 sets? Interesting. Okay, you can sync this with the door. So when you open the door, they light up. You know. Okay. Yep. Come on. Yep. Same goes here. There's no card holder over here. No card holder inside, only one card holder outside, nothing here. And then Mark Levinson speaker, there's another speaker over here. No panoramic roof or sunroof, as you can see. That's why the whole car feels a bit dark. All right, this is adjustable. Okay, seats are nice enough, I would say. These are definitely not real leather. 100% they are not real leather, but they feel really good. They feel good to the touch. Or it could be real leather, but it just don't feel like it. It's a bit too soft to be real leather. And I wouldn't say this is the top quality type of stitching or leather either, but nevertheless, it's tidy. I mean, you can find this kind of quality in a Proton anyway these days. Okay, there's nothing particularly special about it. There's no seat ventilation either, even though this is a 270,000 ringgit car. And somehow over here you have a traction control on and off, eco mode or EV mode. There's no sports mode here. Okay, parking brake release or auto hold. And then this one operates like all Toyota hybrid cars. See, Toyota Group, this thing is the screw-on type. And even Lexus LC500 uses something like that. So any Lexus, you can screw the whole knob out. Okay, this one is very easy to operate. Reverse, drive, and then B is like a lower gear kind of situation, I suppose. Go back to P. This one, somehow you have a sliding mechanism. Out of nowhere, they designed this thing for this car, which is, suddenly you have something that is sophisticated. I'm not sure about the need for that. Probably because it's long, if you open it, I don't know. I just suddenly felt like, oh, okay. This one looked like metal, but it's not, okay? So you can go step 1 until you have a cup holder. And then you can go all the way like that. And then this one, you can actually, you don't even need to press this to slide it. This one is just for your cup. Okay, there are 2 steps that you can slide, or you can remove it as well. Pretty clever mechanism over here, no moving parts. Just using the tension of plastics. Japanese are experts in plastics. Oh, you can even fold it up if you want to grab something out. Pretty interesting. Just to design this, I think, yeah, clever. Okay. Yeah, that's it for the front passenger compartment. Let's head over to the back. This is my seating position, and I think the car will adjust my seat. Okay, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I do not know when it does or when it doesn't. Maybe when I switch off, it will glide my seat to the back. But this is my seating position. Okay, interesting. When I press the brakes, this actually light up. Oh, look at that. I've never seen cars done that. Okay, let's go to the rear. Yeah, that's where it gets interesting. Yeah, that's all ingress and egress I have. The doors have maxed out. I have never seen a Lexus with poorer ingress and egress than this car. Usually Lexus brand ethos is to be able to let you go in and out of the car easily. See, this is the maximum angle of the rear doors, and it is pathetic. I have never seen such a poor effort by Lexus, because if this is any German or any Chinese, I would have forgiven them, but not on a Lexus. Definitely not on a Lexus. You see the engine firing up and charging the car? Yeah, that's when it actually gets a little bit annoying when hybrids do that, but that's what they do. Okay, nevertheless, so I hope you've seen enough of this view. This is the 90-degree view, and the door is like, I don't know, man, 60 degrees, and it is tight. It is tight. Just to go in and out. See my butt? Yeah. it's not even my knees that are touching the back. My shins, my shin bone is touching this part, this hard part on the seats. See that? You know what's funny? When I saw the Volvo EX30, I was like, why did you guys waste metal and precious factory production time to make such a small car? And there you have it, an even smaller car. All right, so the rear door cuts are hard plastics, a bit of that leather, same as this. No, this one feels softer, nicer to touch, softer. This is also nice and soft. This one felt like this with a layer of oil on it. Nice. Same electronic handles, door lock and unlock button. Oh, very good. They put door lock and unlock buttons on all 4 doors. Kudos, Lexus. This is what car makers should do. Every door should have the right to lock and unlock. Right. I mean when the parents go out to buy something, the kids need to be able to lock the doors. Very good. Oh, now the engine is off. Okay, it's a bit dark here, a bit claustrophobic here because it's a tight space. Pretty upright seat back. No knee room, no leg room, and 1 finger of headroom. But I'm sitting higher than the front passengers, so I get sort of like a commanding view. Okay. Yeah, the window lines are relatively okay in modern car standards, but it's at my shoulder height. Okay, and there's nothing behind here, this large C-pillar, so the whole back is very dark, very dark and Spartan. Okay, and this is the type where it feels uncomfortable to the back of your neck, so you definitely have to push it up. And then when you push it up, it sort of confines you even more, because if it is somewhat down like that, and if it is not that thick, you could have rest your head behind. But yeah, sitting at the back here is actually claustrophobic. You cannot even lower the armrest. There's no armrest behind here. It is purely a bench seat. And interestingly, this is longer than that of the previous Mercedes E-Class. I was seated at the back of a previous generation Mercedes C-Class W213, and this thing is shorter, much shorter than this one. Interesting. Okay, there are 2 USB ports over here. No aircon vents, but you don't need anyway. This is a small car, but there's no room for extra aircon vents anyway. What I was saying, interesting, because usually for the E-Class, it should be designed for fetching or ferrying adult passengers at the back, right? But then the bench is short. It doesn't even reach the back of my knee. Whereas for this car, for its size, it's supposed to be for kids. And yet, they have a full-length bench. So if you're fetching small kids here, let's say they are 4 or 5, yes, they should be on car seats. Let's say they are a smaller size 8-year-old or 7-year-old. Too big for car seats, but not tall enough to have their thigh reach all the way here to bend. If their thighs are over here, they are in it for a hard time because their legs couldn't bend because the bench is long. So they have to slouch in order to slouch to bend their legs, but the seat back is too straight to slouch. So yeah, this is for a long time. This is the worst rear seats of any 4-door cars. Wait, this is slightly better than the Aston Martin Rapide. Okay, that one has 4 doors as well, and more leg room, but hard to get in as well. Yeah, the Aston has more leg room. And that's the boot situation. And for some reason, given the small size of the car, the boot is actually not small. Okay, the boot is not small, but you have this cover over here. All right, I can hook it back. I was using it to carry some stuff just now. This is cheap, I know, but yeah, it's cheap. The whole thing feels cheap. And even this one, this is just a Velcro for, I mean, these are the emergency kits, okay? All these, they feel cheap, but not as cheap as the usual Japanese car type, but definitely not as plush as what you see on the modern Chinese cars, right? This is just a cardboard, spray painted carpet kind of material on it. And then you have a sponge here for the kits and the tire repair kit and all that, I presume, for different markets. And then it's just bare metal down there with a little bit of soundproofing material over there. And nothing much actually, to be honest. Just a tire repair kit, so that they don't need to put the jack, or depend on market dependent. The rear compartment is cheap. For a car like this, right, you look at Volvo, in the XC40, they have a divider, they have hook points and all that, right? And it's much better built in terms of material. These are really cheap materials, you know. These are the felt kind of, it's not proper carpeting. Carpeting, actually, you put a layer on top. This one is sort of like a very thin layer. Some factories, they literally spray this material on top of plastics. Okay, and there is nothing here. There's no hook points to carry your shopping bags. There's no levers to drop the seats. Nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's cheap back here. There's not even a false floor so that you can put luggage. I know it's too small to have a false floor, but sometimes when you have a false floor, you can hide your stuff. Anyway, and this is cheap, right? Yeah. Oh well. Power struts, and you can lock and close, and just close like that. Okay. Now let's come to the exterior. It's a good-looking car. It is a very good-looking car. It looks like a shrunk. It looks like a bigger car that was shrunk. Okay, so at the back here you have the Lexus wording without the Lexus badge. Which one you like? Let me know in the comments. Tiny short wipers, which covers somewhat like that. I mean, a lot of Chinese brands have hidden this up here, Koreans as well, and then they come down, you know. Yeah. Anyway, the lights are here. All right, this is like the 2020 must-have design. Okay, all of a sudden it starts up. Nothing here, just design. And then down here, what do we have? Nothing much, just the exhaust. And you can see the suspension. It's a torsion beam. Okay, and at the rear, they have tiny disc brakes, very tiny disc brakes. Okay. And these are what, 225, 55, 18-inch tires. And these are Dunlop Sport Max, SP Sport Max. Door handles are electronic. You touch, there's a little button inside. See? Yep. And then side mirrors, indicator over here. And look at the front. It is a handsome car. It almost have a wide body kind of effect. The front wheel arches bulge out, the rear wheel arches bulge out. Okay. And it has like a clamshell bonnet, which is very good looking. Okay, very modern looking. Fake side vents there, completes the design. And then the front Lexus, do I still need to call it spindle grille? They have changed their design so much. And honestly speaking, compared to the new RX, the new NX, I think the LBX is a very handsome car. Very good looking, small SUV, you know, kind of profile. Good evening. See you. That's my neighbor, an Iranian professor who have taught in University Malaya for over 20 years, and Malaysia government still refuse to give him a PR. I don't understand that. There are many professors in UM who are his students, and he's a Muslim, and you guys still don't want to give him visa, PR. Come on, cherish talents, please. Anyway, yeah, it's damn noisy, right? The engine when it starts up, extremely noisy. Oh, this is locked. Okay, so it's not a glass panel here or whatever, just some patterns. It's a good-looking car, and you know what? It is so tight inside, but when you come out, when you step out of the car, it is actually of the size or bigger than a Golf GTI. It's about the length of a Golf GTI, slightly shorter, but it's definitely taller, just as wide. But the Golf GTI has a lot more room inside. For some reason, this car is so tight. It is extremely tight, right? It is the type of space that when you open the doors in the showroom, you go like, oh my God, 270,000 for this? Okay, let's talk about the low spec. 230,000 for this? And you know what? It is selling. It sells. I see them running around. And at this juncture, at this moment, watching this, I think salespeople from Volvo, from who else? Probably Volvo, will be killing themselves, because the Volvo EX30 is in every measure a better car than this. It may not have an interior as plush as this one, but at least the EX30's rear seats are usable. This is not usable. Okay, the Volvo EX30 has an interior that is made of recycled plastic. Almost everything is made of recycled plastics. That's their pledge, all right? So they have a reason for that, unlike these. But the Volvo EX30, when you step in, you have that center console that folds out of the way, give you space, comes back out, cup holders. That is a smart interior. The EX30 has a smart interior, okay? And over the past 3 days, I have given myself a mission to understand why this car sells. It sells, right? First of all, I've seen a lot of gold color, bronze color ones running around. I tell you, the quality of Lexus paint is staggering. I see white color ones, I see silver color ones, and the bronze. And the paint is so deep, so lush. It's fantastic, the paint quality, okay, on Lexus cars. This is the worst paint to get. This is a nice modern color, the crayon gray, or Audi came up with this color. Audi calls it Nardo gray, right? Everybody has a Nardo gray in their brand now. This is the one color that doesn't show the paint quality of Lexus. But if you pick any other color, the quality of the paint, just a car passing you in traffic, you can see it. It's of a different level of paint finish, all right? That's one point that I think, but do people buy cars because of the paint? You don't, right? Do people buy car because of the design? I presume people would. But this car has so much against it, right? And I talk about how bad the rear seats are, right? How tight the car is, how small it is. I haven't even talked about the power. This car has no power. When you reach 151, 152 km/h, you will be hearing the car. Okay, first of all, you can't hear wind noise or road noise, even though the soundproofing isn't the best from Lexus, because all you're hearing is the gear. 152, 153. And then at any moment, the car detects an inclination, the speed starts dropping. This car has a 1.5 litre naturally aspirated engine. 1.5 NA, 3-cylinder, coupled with a hybrid drivetrain. Now, on day-to-day traffic, the hybrid acts like its immediate turbo or supercharger, without the maintenance probably. Yeah, a lot of people didn't think about it this way. You know, this kind of mild hybrid cars, right? The hybrid system is actually the equivalent of their turbochargers or superchargers, just that they cost less to maintain and run than the turbocharger or supercharger equipped cars. Because, of course, if they screw up and nothing works. If your turbocharger screws up, your car still runs, right? Anyway, it's fantastic driving in town. It just goes, right? And at speeds lower than, I would say, 100, this car zips around like no 1.5 would because of the hybrid system. It replenishes charge so quick, very efficient, and it discharges so cleverly. That means when you're driving around town, it is so pleasant to drive this car because you just zip around without even thinking. Traffic light turns green, boom, you're out, because of the electric powertrain assisting. Acceleration, boom, you go. Fantastic. Until you reach higher speeds. And then the car is like, I was going up Genting, full throttle over a few curves. The car is like, we're still very safe, bro. The last thing about safe is the handling of this car. Oh my God, I tell you, this car's handling is absolutely brilliant handling for a front wheel drive, you know, torsion beam rear. Is comfortable at first. I mean, not the craziest, most comfortable car, but for a torsion beam and a short wheelbase, I mean, these are physical things that goes against the idiom of comfortable ride, right? These things are bad too bad for cars when it comes to comfort, but this car is certainly more comfortable than the Mazda 3. The Mazda 3 is spacious now, and the Mazda 3 is faster. Anyway, not in situations of that in town and all that. The EV the EV part of it, the EV drivetrain just assists the car so well. But the handling of this car is fantastic. The limits are so high for what it is. Okay, mind you, this is a tiny crossover SUV. It is so nice to drive, to carry speed into corners and just turn and just feel the car bite in and then just corners without even hearing the tire squeals. It has such a high limit, right? Not from the tires, but from the balance of the chassis. They've put in so much work in the handling characteristics of this car. Next thing, the steering wheel. This has got to be one of the best steering wheel to hold. You have to go into their showroom to hold it. Unlike the silly BMW steering that is fat, this is thin rim, not the thinnest, but it is plush. It is plush. It's so nice to hold. It is perfect. Very, very nice to grip, very nice to hold. It just feels great in your hands. The size is just right for the size of the car and the cabin, and it's fantastic, you know. So this steering wheel and this handling capabilities, I enjoyed the drive so much, despite not having power, not having a usable rear seats. And is that why it sells? If you bought one, can you tell me why you bought one? Okay, sitting inside here, whatever that I touch certainly feels much better than that of the EX30. The EX30 has a smart cabin, but a lot of things feels outright cheap. But I understand why it feels cheap. They are adamant that everything they use has to be recycled plastics, right? But that car is at least usable. That car is much more powerful than whatever this entire condominium has, right? That car accelerates to 100 in less than 4 seconds. This car probably 14 seconds. Yeah, probably faster, but yeah, it's a slow car. And that car, at least front and rear are usable. Much more clever cabin. And that one is cheaper. 220,000, you get the full spec, is it 500 horsepower? This one is 270,000. Probably Lexus have a large discount going on. Probably they're giving out 30, 40 discount, for 1,000 discount. I'm not sure, I do not know. But yeah, so this car is a car that's not worth buying. By any measure, it is not worth buying. But I like it. Because for the past 3 days, even this morning when I need to carry a huge thing to the planter's place to exchange the plant and all that, I could have brought my Audi, but immediately my mind is like, if this car can do it, I'd rather drive this car because it's small, it's easy to park, it's comfortable, it handles really, really well, and I'd rather take this if it's barely just enough to complete the task that I need. And I suppose that's why people buy this. Yeah. It's like on paper there is nothing about this car that works for it. It has everything against it. But it sells. It's a good looking car. I hate it less now, having driven it for 3 days. No, I even like it actually. But I wouldn't buy it. Definitely, no way I will pay this kind of money for this kind of horsepower. No way. Or if I buy it, I'll just dump the engine and the hybrid system and then put in a Toyota Yaris GR 1.6 3-port turbo. Is Lexus doing it? I heard some rumors that they're doing it, right? Then this car will be brilliant. Alright, so yep, the Lexus LBX, a car that sells even though it shouldn't, a car that I should hate even though I don't now, and a car that is completely not worth your money, but I like it. Weird, huh? Look at this stupid reverse camera. Right, just now it's very clear that we know this car has 360, but it doesn't want to show the 360 when I'm reversing. My God, when I go front, you show the split screen, but when I'm reversing, you don't show the split screen. Why? I need the split screen to know the surrounding while I'm reversing. Oh, I just realized something. When the car... Okay, now the engine fires up, but when the engine shuts out and it's rolling by EV, it has an EV sound. Hope you guys can catch it. Put my mic outside. Interesting.